If you clicked on this video because you typed in itchy sunburn help, first off, you're not crazy. This is really happening. And whatever you do, do not, and I mean do not, put on aloe vera. And then what you need to do is take this video and show it to people who think that you're overreacting. And as we go through all this, can you please just hit subscribe? Really would appreciate it. Hell's itch, and I know it sounds fake. I promise you it's real, and it is one of the worst things that I have ever gone through. Let me take you back to year of our Lord, 2018. I was at a lake house somewhere in New England. I was there with my ex-girlfriend and her family. It was gonna be a nice, relaxing vacation, and that is not at all what happened. First day, I went down to the lake, and I didn't know we were gonna be out there for a long time, and that is, of course, how sunburns can happen. You think you're going down to the lake for a minute, and then suddenly you're in a rowboat getting further and further away from shore, and whoops, didn't put sunscreen on. By the end of the day, I am bright red. Just a terrible, terrible sunburn. But at first, it's funny, because it's just a sunburn. I mean, everybody's laughing about it, and I'm laughing about it, you know? If you look like me, and you don't wear sunscreen at the lake, then you kind of have to accept a few jokes because now your body is a visual representation of how you make bad decisions. So I became the sunburn guy. That's fine, not a big deal. However, 2 days later, things would take a dramatic turn. As I do most days, I woke up and then I took a shower. When I got out of the shower, something started happening underneath my skin. You know, if something's itching on your skin, you can scratch it. That is a system that has worked for almost all of human history. But this was different. This was like little fire ants biting me from the inside, like little needles all over my back and my stomach and everywhere the sunburn was. So I started scratching, which is actually like a really bad idea because now I'm scratching just a really bad sunburn. Oh, and it didn't help because again, the itch isn't on the surface, it's underneath. So I'm scratching the outside of my body trying to solve a problem that is happening in a place I can't reach. Seriously, it will drive you insane, but I had the ability of making it worse. What I did was I put on aloe. Because that's what you do for a sunburn. A sunburn is aloe's Super Bowl. And somehow, in the biggest moment of aloe's career, it folded. Not only did it not help, I rubbed it in and it just got in there and made everything a lot worse. Now the little needles are multiplying, the fire ants are organized and attacking with purpose. I tell my ex-girlfriend, and she did not take it serious at all. And no one really did. I get the impression that everyone thinks I'm being a little bitch about this. And that's the problem with Hell's Itch. You're going through something. It's actually like nerve damage or something like that. If I'd have told everyone I'm experiencing nerve damage, maybe I would have gotten a little bit of sympathy, but itchy sunburn sounds like I'm asking for attention and possibly a sippy cup. So I was absent from all the activities that day because I was in a cabin quickly losing my mind. I started researching it, but I could barely type. That's how maddening it is. I'm trying to Google what is happening to me, but every 3 seconds I'm like twitching and spiraling into madness. I finally found a video about it, and the first thing it says in the video is don't use aloe vera, that will extend this problem for hours. And I thought, well, that's perfect. Within that video, they said something about how a scalding hot shower could ease the pain temporarily. So I tried that, and it worked, kinda, but now I'm standing in a scalding hot shower with a terrible sunburn, and that is just choosing a different type of pain. And the boiling only worked for a minute, and then I would have to get back in. So that became my whole day. It was get in the shower, burn myself, and then feel a little relief, and then get right back in. I think I took 12 of the hottest showers I've ever taken that day. But honestly, if I'd have read an article that said electrocuting myself would somehow help with Hell's Itch, I would have asked for the jumper cables. And once it was late enough, I used the whiskey to wash down a dose of Ambien. This is not medical advice. This is not a Hell's Itch treatment plan. I eventually pass out, and I wake up the next morning, and it started to let up a lot. And that's when I needed to restore my dignity. Because now the itch was mostly gone, but the disrespect was still very much there. So I'm searching Reddit, I'm searching Google, I'm looking for articles, I'm looking for people who had it worse than me. I need evidence to present. I need the rest of the cabin to understand that I'm not just being dramatic. I'm just walking around reading out loud like, wow, this woman says it was the worst thing she's ever gone through in her life, and that includes childbirth. Oh, look, this guy says he's been shot before and said he would rather get shot than have hell's itch again. Isn't that interesting? Nobody asked. Since then, I do not forget sunscreen. If my shirt is off, sunscreen is on. I don't care if I'm outside for 5 minutes. I don't care if it's cloudy. I don't care if it's nighttime in December. I am not risking another night of invisible fire ants. And if someone around you says they have an itchy sunburn or they have hell's itch and you don't take that serious, then I hope it happens to you. I sincerely hope that it happens. I hope it happens to you when you have something important going on. I hope that you have plans. I hope that you have to sit there and act normal while your back is being attacked from the inside. I hope it happens to you while you have to land a small plane.